are more fine-grained, so that services, especially those listening on the network, cannot interact with parts of the operating system they do not need to. Obfuscation techniques such as address space layout randomization are used to increase the amount of effort required of malware before successful infiltration of a system. Code integrity verifies that system binaries have not been tampered with by malicious code. As part of the redesign of the network stack, Windows Firewall has been upgraded, with new support for filtering both incoming and outgoing traffic. Advanced packet filter rules can be created that can grant ordinary communications to specific services. The 64-bit versions of Vista require that all device drivers be digitally signed, so that the creator of the driver can be identified. 82. System management. While much of the focus of Vista's new capabilities highlighted the new user interface, 83, security technologies, and improvements to the core operating system, Microsoft also adding new deployment and maintenance features. The Windows Imaging Format, WIM, provides the cornerstone of Microsoft's new deployment and packaging system. WIM files, which contain a HAL-independent image of Windows Vista, can be maintained and patched without having to rebuild new images. Windows images can be delivered via Systems Management Server or Business Desktop Deployment Technologies. Images can be customized and configured with applications then deployed to corporate client personal computers using little to no touch by a system administrator. ImageX is the Microsoft tool used to create and customize images. Windows Deployment Services replaces remote installation services for deploying Vista and prior versions of Windows. Approximately 700 new group policy settings have been added, covering most aspects of new features in the operating system, as well as significantly expanding the configurability of wireless networks, removable storage devices, and user desktop experience. Vista also introduced an XML-based format, ADMX, to display register-based policy settings, making it easier to manage networks that span geographic locations and different languages. 84. Services for Unix, renamed as Subsystem for Unix-based applications, comes with the Enterprise and Ultimate editions of Vista. Network File System, NFS, client support is also included. Multilingual user interface. Unlike previous versions of Windows, which required the loading of language packs to provide local language support, Windows Vista Ultimate and Enterprise editions support the ability to dynamically change languages based on the logged-on user's preference. Wireless projector support. Developer. Windows Vista includes a large number of new application programming interfaces. Chief among them is inclusion of version 3.0 of the .NET framework, which consists of a class library and common language runtime. Version 3.0 includes 4 new major components. Smiley 85. Windows Presentation Foundation is a user interface subsystem and framework-based vector graphics, which makes use of 3D computer graphics hardware and Direct 3 technologies. It provides the foundation for building applications and blending application UI, documents, and media content. It is the successor to Windows Forms. Windows Communication Foundation is a service-oriented messaging subsystem that enables applications and systems to interoperate locally or remotely using web services. Windows Workflow Foundation provides task automation and integrated transaction sourcing workflows. It is the programming model, engine, and tools for building workflow-enabled applications on Windows. Windows Card Space is a component that securely stores digital identities of a person, and provides a unified interface for choosing the identity for a particular transaction, such as logging into a website. 86. These technologies are also available for Windows XP and Windows Server 2003 to facilitate their introduction to and usage by developers and end users. There are also significant new development APIs in the core of the operating system, notably the completely redesigned audio, networking, print, and video interfaces, major changes to the security infrastructure, improvements to the deployment and installation of applications. Click once and Windows Installer 4.0, new device driver development. Model, Windows Driver Foundation, Transactional NTFS Mobile Computing API Advancements, Power Management, Tablet PC Ink support, Sideshow, and major updates to, or complete replacements of, many core subsystems such as WineLogon and CapI. There are some issues for software developers using some of the graphics APIs in Vista. Games or programs built solely on the Windows Vista exclusive version of DirectX, version 10, cannot work on prior versions of Windows, as DirectX 10 is not available for previous Windows versions. Also, games that acquire the features of D3D9X, the updated implementation of DirectX 9 in Windows Vista, are also incompatible with previous Windows versions. 87. According to a Microsoft blog, there are three choices for OpenGL implementation on Vista. An application can use the default implementation, which translates Sepengle calls into the Direct3D API and is frozen at OpenGL version 1.4, or an application can use an installable client driver, ICD, which comes in two flavors, Legacy and Vista compatible. A Legacy IC disables the desktop window manager. A Vista-compatible ICD takes advantage of a new API, and is fully compatible with the desktop window manager. 88. At least two primary vendors, ATI and NVIDIA, provided full Vista-compatible ICDs. 89. However, hardware overlay is not supported, because it is considered as an obsolete feature in Vista. ATI and NVIDIA strongly recommend using compositing desktop /frame buffer objects for same functionality. 90. Installation. Windows Vista is the first Microsoft operating system to use DVD-ROM media for installation. 91. That can be installed only on a partition formatted with the NTFS file system. 92. That provides support for loading drivers for SCSI, SATA and RAID controllers from any source in addition to floppy disks prior to its installation. 93. That can be installed on and booted from systems with GPT disks and UEFI firmware. 95. Unification of OEM and retail installation. Windows Vista unifies the previously separate OEM and retail distributions of Microsoft Windows. A license for the edition purchased determines which version of Windows Vista is eligible for installation regardless of its originating source. OEM and retail versions of Windows before Windows Vista were maintained separately on optical media. Users with a manufacturer-supplied disk could not use a retail license during installation, and users with a retail disk could not use an OEM license during installation. 96. Removed features. Some notable Windows XP features and components have been replaced or removed in Windows Vista, including several Shell and Windows Explorer features, multimedia features, networking-related functionality, Windows Messenger, NT Backup, the Network Windows Messenger Service, Hyperterminal MSN Explorer, Active Desktop, and the replacement of NetMeeting with Windows Meeting Space. As a result, booting in Windows Vista and later versions replaces the functions performed by NTLDR in all Windows NT versions up to Windows XP and directly executes winload.exe. The system loader used to continue the Windows boot process. Windows Vista also does not include the Windows XP Luna visual theme, or most of the classic color schemes that have been part of Windows since the Windows 3.0. The hardware profile startup feature has also been removed, along with support for older motherboard technologies like the EISA bus, APM and game port support, though on the 32-bit version AIM port support can be enabled by applying an older driver. 97, IP over FireWire, TCP/IP over IEEE 1394, has been removed as well. 98. The IPX/SPX protocol has also been removed, although it can be enabled by a third-party plugin. 99. Support life cycle. Support for the original release of Windows Vista, without a service pack, ended on the 13th of April, 2010. 100. Service Pack 1 reached end of support on the 12th of July, 2011, over 3 years after its general availability. 101. Mainstream support for Windows Vista officially ended on the 10th of April, 2012. 6. The extended support phase would last for the next 5 years, until the 11th of April, 2017. 6. Microsoft is no longer offering no-charge incident support, warranty claims, or design fixes for the operating system. For IT pros or users who needed to make specific fixes to the commercial Windows code, Microsoft required an extended hotfix agreement, which provided an additional 90 days from the 10th of April, 2012. As part of the extended support phase, Vista users were still able to get security updates, and could still pay for support per incident, per hour, or in other ways. Microsoft also made Windows Vista product information available through its online knowledge base. On the 11th of April, 2017, Microsoft required Windows Vista users to upgrade to Windows 7 in order to continue receiving Microsoft.
Yes, I need to take a short break. I'm getting a visit in a few minutes, so I have to get a little bit fresh air into my apartment, and I'm copy videos. So it's 1:15 p.m. Let's drink a bit cola, but let's drink a bit cola. But let's put the camcorder to the charger, so I've been charging like 20 minutes. It's not a long visit, but somebody had to get it in my apartment. So let's open the door and get some fresh air because I'm sitting into my apartment day and night. So we have to take the heating off again. That's the charger to the camcorder. That's the light. Yes, we need to, of course, I cannot see in the dark. Let's take the heating off. I'm sitting in my apartment day and night, so when I'm getting a visit I have to open and get some fresh air because I'm sitting home so much I cannot smell if it's smell in my apartment. But I'm not smoking cigarettes. But all kind of humans, they have some different kind of smells. If you sit home alone in your apartment many years, you you smell from your body seeping into everything, and in your bed sheets and stuff. Yes, where's my cola? So let's stop the video, we'll just continue. Yes, I do this because I like to read about it myself. But let's put the camcorder to the charger.